What's going on, everybody? Lauren with TMF Podcast, and we're going to do an update on Tesla. What happened with Tesla today? What do I think is going to happen with Tesla tomorrow? We're going to find out with Tesla stock. Now, I was in Tesla call options since Tuesday. 800 strikes, held them Wednesday, held them today. Actually, I even added like 2 or 3 more yesterday on the dip because I think Tesla is going to break that $800 barrier. And today, I patiently waited and waited and waited, and Tesla finally broke out to the upside with a rather impressive amount of volume toward the end of the day. And I will be completely honest, I didn't sell at the top. I had to leave to go meet some clown who was buying stupid machinery piece that I had, so I had to leave. And but I figured, you know what, it was up. Maybe it would stay up there above the 800 range, and I was wrong. I still took profits on 3 out of 5 contracts. I left 2 runners. But let's have a look at what actually happened here with Tesla. And before we do, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you want more content, and let's get on with it. Let's pull up the single Tesla chart right here. It's TS. Tesla. So, what did we see today? Today, we saw the most boring days we can have in the stock market, which is sideways trading. Opens up, spikes up. We saw a good move here. Coming off pre-market, it was a little disappointing because pre-market gapped up 791, and then we had a sell-off kind of at the bell. Going into it, it spiked up, and it just traded sideways, slow up, slow down. And honestly, my contracts on Tesla they were never really amazing. They got within break-even point of me being green a few times, and I just held on to them. We knew we had the shareholder meeting today. Don't know what they're going to say. Usually it's more of a buy the rumor, sell the news. So I'm like, we're going to buy the rumor toward the end of the day, probably run up to the bell, sell off after the bell, see what happens. So sideways all day until right here, 2:30, we get a spike. Comes down, 245, spikes up to power hour. We're thinking power hour, let's go. 3 o'clock, let's run it. It's 8:05. From 783 to 8:05. That's a power move right there. You're talking contracts, and 800 call contracts expiring tomorrow went from about a low of 220 to a high of like 1160. Something ridiculous, right? And then it just started selling off. We got a little bounce, sell off. Then the market closed, right? So Tesla closes here at 793.61, which is still a good close. Don't take the sell-off as a bad sign because it's still closed above yesterday's close. Still higher, right? Still up 1.39% on the day. Tesla's all-time high is 900, but let's look at the high that we're chasing, which is our recent high was 80, it's like 805 and change, right? I'm just going to zoom in here. Hey, let's go back. We're back in the wrong spot for some reason. 805, 806.97, right? Right here. Bam. That's where we wanted to try to break. And we got real damn close. 805 today on a high. So what happens in the shareholder meeting? Blah, blah, blah. No stock split. Didn't expect a stock split. What did we expect? We expected them to give us some rather, let's just call it expected news. Tesla's going to move. The biggest news, I guess, came out was Tesla's going to move their headquarters to Texas, from Fresno to Texas. Now, moving it out of California doesn't mean they're moving the plant out of California. It just means they're moving their operational base on paper, where they're going to do all of their main, I don't know, their headquarters. Everything flows through headquarters. It's not like they're shutting down their plant in California. It's just they're going to make their base of operations Texas, which is going to, in long term, save them probably a crap ton of money, right? Because California's taxes are through the freaking moon. So when you look at this and go, well, we're going to be bearish on it as they sell off, and you look at the chart here in our after hours, right? We've got some little bit of uptrend, sells off, currently down 0.39%. That is not a big deal. Let me emphasize that. 790 is not a big deal because we're still above where we opened on the day, right? You're selling off 0.4%, 0.5%. You're still up almost 1% on the whole day. And I would expect Tesla not to go up to this. This gap was insane, right? Holy balls, was insane. And I will give props to my man over at Charger Trading, Colin, who called out a Tesla buy signal on the 800 strike options right before that thing went off. And I was like, bro, I'm already in them. I don't know where you've been. But that was a hell of a call. Put it over 100% if you cashed out at the top. Unbelievable call. But this is not a big deal, right? It could be down 0.5%. Now, if we open tomorrow and it's lower than where we opened today, we're going to have a problem. That's going to be a hard battle to get from 783 or 785 back over 800. It's not impossible. It's going to be difficult, right? So right now, 1.4% move for Tesla is almost $11. We're going to need tomorrow to get another, if you're in 800 call strike options or above, you're going to want to see another $10 move. Now, simple math tells you we don't have to move that far, but it's got to be over 1%. So let's just say we open at 790 and we need that sucker to hit 805. We need a move there of 1.8% to get there. And I think possibly we'll see it. I think possibly what we're going to see is one of two things happen. And keep in mind, one of two things can happen. This spike here and sell-off gives people hope, retail traders like the people probably watching this video, that Tesla could do that. We could hit 800, we can go to 820, we can go to 840. Not tomorrow, but in the next couple weeks, maybe we can see Tesla continue this uptrend. When we look at the daily chart's still climbing. It's not bearish at all, right? We can see this. I think what we can see is a buy the dip opportunity for everyone who sold right there, took their profit. Let's see how far it goes. If it opens pre-market and it's green or even close to green, we're probably going to see profit taking off the bell. And then we very well will see some spikes of buying the dip. And I think we might have a repeat of last week because the news wasn't that bad. So if we look at our last week, Friday, unbelievable run up on Tesla, right? So here we are, we're on Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday, Friday, right? Let's go back to our date there, 10/1. Was overall a pretty decent day with that gap up, freaking crazy gap up in the after hours. So I am going to stay somewhat bullish on Tesla moving into tomorrow, only if it resolves and holds this after hours action. If we see anything in the market gap up like we did last night, bam, these gap ups are crazy, we're going to be bullish. Doesn't mean that it can't still be bullish if it gaps down. It's just going to be a lot harder to get those contracts closer to in the money on, the further out, the 800 strikes, which I'm assuming if you're going to be betting on Tesla, you're probably in 800 plus strike contracts for this week. So that's where I'm at with it. I'm still holding 2 contracts. If Tesla does look bullish tomorrow for my day trade, that might be the direction I go. We might take that to the next level. We'll see. Right now, though, on the daily chart, we definitely have strong bullish momentum. On the weekly, it's still bullish. I mean, it's not 900, but we're pushing. So don't be scared to see a 0.5% sell-off. We'll come back to this tomorrow. I'm going to go live in the morning, pre-market, and we'll see where it goes. Till next time, see you later.